It's been a very long time since I've made a video. Make sure it's on. It is. I'm wearing my Japanese kimono. It's floor length. I wish I could show it, but I'm having a little bit of difficulty working out my camera. Hello, universe. How are you? I hope everyone's doing magnificent. Today I want to discuss with people the meaning of being conscious and alert. Now, whether one believes we've taken many births and reincarnations, or one follows a way of life that says this is your one and only chance, energy never dies. And the more conscious and the more alert we become, the more we connected to something beyond. When we're connected to something beyond, we can change our universes in ways that we never thought that we could, because we're able to catch ourselves. We're able to be in the present moment. See, we keep coming back here down to earth because it's kind of like Alcoholics Anonymous, keep coming back till it works, until one becomes enlightened or one reaches a state of samadhi. One will keep coming back here to this plane of life. And some may look at this way of being as dark and light, positive and negative, rich and poor. But the true meaning of Tantra says seeing the balance, that high is low and low is high. And our only meaning here is to push the vibration of that is lower up. Hence why it keeps coming back here. But when you become alert and conscious, you can be inside of your body. And that's when we get our gut instincts or intuitions. I had a situation where I was walking my dog out this week, and a block away, something in my gut didn't feel right. And I got this sense that said, put your dog on a leash, pull him near. And I did that from a block away, and when the person was half a block away, they did something quite violent, which shocked me. But I remained calm in it and watched myself. When we become more alert and conscious, we get meanings that connect us to our truth, that we can foresee things that are going to happen. Most of us come here with energetic codes or lineages of DNA, energies that haven't been healed, or childhood, society, programming, expectations that we forget who we are. And we're either living in the future, which is anxiety and fear, or in the past, which is just the same thing with a different set of words. But when we become conscious and present, we're able to be totally present, which is the gift of life. Therefore, we make conscious decisions. Then you don't think about in the future, should I have done that? Could I have done that? Because you're so there totally. But that requires a mind of dropping thought. There was this famous story I read in an Osho book about a Zen master and his student. And the teacher had invited the student over for some tea. And all of a sudden the master is pouring and pouring the tea. And the student is watching him. And it's flowing over and over and over. And he's looking, thinking, does he not see? Is he not conscious? This is my master and the tea is flowing everywhere. And the teacher stopped and looked at his student and said, this is like your mind. It's overflowing with thought. There's no space. So how can anything new enter? How can newness, how can spaciousness, how can new frequencies enter within when everything is blocked and chained up and there's no room even to enter? But when we connect to the divine in nature and to our breath, deep belly breathing, in and out of the nose very slowly, just below your belly button, where the umbilical cord at one time would have been connected, that connects you to source. We not only medically clear our body from toxins, anxieties, fears, diseases, increased circulations and stuff, and relaxation, we also are able to go back into our bodies. And here in the West, we have this thing which is mind is one thing and body is another. But in the East, we have mind body. As above, so below. So with, so without. Two have to become one in order to have flow. Otherwise, we have this duality, like a schizophrenia. Yes, no, want, don't want. But when you become so present, you can only focus on one thing. And when you focus on one thing, that's when you have pure concentration. And the totality of your being is so present. Whether you're washing the dishes and being the watcher, washing yourself, wash the dishes. Or whether you're in the worldly world doing a business deal and you can be so relaxed within your body that you're always making conscious choices and just being. Then we don't get wrapped up in living in this world of regret or coulda, shoulda, or why was I doing this? Because you are totally there. And when you're totally there, you can see things and you can feel things. And you'll know if you're supposed to be there or what you're doing is for you or not for you. I teach this meditation techniques to some of my students, and it's called No Mind. And what it is you inhale very, very slowly for 8 counts up the nose to the top. And then you hold the breath. And then you let go and release the breath out of the nose for 8 counts. When you hold your breath at the top, there'll be like a space where you're holding your breath. That's when we start to learn what no mind is, because the mind needs oxygen to breathe, and as soon as you turn off breath, thought gets shorter and shorter and shorter and starts to dissipate. So you get a glimpse and a feeling of what it's like in the body to have just a little feeling, understanding of what it is to have no thought. Hold it at the top for one breath. When your body is relaxed, your mind becomes relaxed. And whether you look at all the greats from Nicholas Tesla to Edgar Cayce, they say the greatest way of being or manifesting or channeling or being who thyself is supposed to be comes when one is relaxed, because then we're able to receive and just be. And in this worldly world of, you name it, they can throw whatever they want at you. It's so important to flow with life as it comes. If you can do this for 15 minutes a day, you'll start to notice how mind, body, soul all change. Even the experiences around you, the people that come to you, how you feel. It's a great cure for depression, for getting to know a little bit more of thyself. Because we keep coming here black to this planet, like I said earlier, because until we reach a state of being enlightened, we just keep on recycling characters, people, places, costumes, and it just keeps going birth after birth after birth. And even if you don't believe in birth after birth after birth, you'll see it now in your energetic fields of how one unhealed wound or one thought or one energetic field just keeps on showing itself in different facets of your life all throughout until you drop it. That's another amazing technique in life, which is very hard to do. Another sacred meditation that was taught to me by my father, which is drop it. When a situation happens to us or someone does us wrong or we're angry or we're sad or whatever it may be, the mind always thinks it can fix it, figure it out, and usually just runs us in these circles. Body gets tenser, all these things start to happen. But if in that moment we can consciously choose to let it go, then that karmic line has been served. That energetic frequency and timeline will dissipate because you become so conscious in that moment and you're not holding it in you where it can't attract itself to you anymore. Because like Buddha says, I am thy mirror of what thy is reflecting. So my mirror is reflecting something that I am, something that I need to heal, something that I'm evolving, or something that I need to learn. And the more conscious I become, the more I'm able to be the master of that energy. People ask, is there free will or is this all predetermined? There's a element of maktub, which is your destiny is written, but there's also a free will, because what kind of God would give an individual a life of, this is going to happen to you, you have this, I'm going to control you like this, ownership like this? No loving, caring God is like this. They may have a higher purpose for you or some energetic feeling that you need to express in this universe or experience, but they'll always give you free choice, because if they don't give you free choice, as you grow in consciousness, if you're truly evolving, how could they want to keep you trapped in this energetic field of where you're not anymore, unless there's free choice? And the more we meditate, the more we don't even have to make choices, as we're just being. And in those beings, we just make choices without making choices, because it just free flows. And it's not to say that sometimes experiences don't pop up that take us back to where we once were, or something that we thought we healed. Like I had a situation this week, and I had to thank the universe, because it taught me something where I thought I had totally healed a situation, but a trigger of a childhood trauma came up. Had I not been living in the earthly world, and had I been living in a cave, this more than likely wouldn't have happened. And the only way you can be tested or to experience it is to actually be in it. So I have to keep the inner world of peace and relaxation as I live in the illusionary world. And the thing is to be of the world, but not of thy world. So I had to thank the anger that came up, because there's something still in me, and I wouldn't know that that existed had that experience not happened again. And sure, it's dissipated a lot over the years, because I've done the work that I've needed to do on transforming my being. But even when we think things have been healed or they're done, sometimes we even surprise ourselves. There's just a little bit more to go. Peeling back the layers of the onion till we just get to this state of consciousness without all the debris and dust and scarring that we've accumulated on the self. See, an interesting thing is, I was really lucky because I was born without having to choose a religion. My parents took me to a wide variety of temples, churches, and to respect everything. And then they had me studying spirituality, world philosophies. I was in India doing all these amazing yogic things, and yogic things mean practice of yoga and spirituality and ancient texts. And I, from the books that I've gone from the Quran to the Kabbalah to the Kabbalah, all these amazing ancient texts, they all say the same thing, basically and universally, which is to know thyself and to become love. I was lucky that I never had to choose a religion or to put myself in a box for myself, because I could be open to everything. And therefore, when I'm more open and I haven't limited myself by beliefs or by I know best or this program is right, I'm able to create a consciousness of love that transcends limitations. And that's what we came here to be. It's just love, like when we were children. Like how when you see puppies in the park and they come together and they all sniff each other and they're so excited just to play. Leela. This is what this universe is. It's play. And we're all just children in God's playground. So I ask you to breathe more, to be in your body more, to know thyself. So all of these distractions we have to pull us out of ourselves from this tabloid and this person did this and economy is like this. This is all just part of the trap. And it's been going on since the beginning of Socrates, when he was poisoned with the hemlock tree. There's always been a way here to keep you away from yourself. Just like that famous story in the Bhagavad Gita goes, which I will end off on here, which is a guy went looking for God. He went looking for him in nature. He went looking for him in gold and riches. He went looking for him in family. He went looking for him everywhere you could find, high, low, there, here, everywhere. And then finally God appeared. And he said, I've been looking for you all over, God. And God said, I know. I put myself in the place I thought you would never look. And he said, where was that? And he said, inside. We are birthed from the creation of the gods. Live your life to such bliss, truth, and knowing of thyself that you have no regrets. They say in prayer is when we talk to God. but it's in meditation that God talks to us.